Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
And HR.
And surprise me, Eric.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. All right, so what Eric meant by that was Eric really doesn't know what the theme or topic of today's stories are.
So I sent two possible topics,
Yes.
and then I said to Hurricane, just surprise me. Part of this, let me, again, to steal from our buddy, Mr. Portnoy. Everybody knows the rules. I don't know what the topics are going to be normally before we do them, unless it's like a specially scheduled episode with a guest. So whatever you hear come out of my mouth today is straight from the hip, so there we go.
All right, so today's topic is just quitting stories, like quit jobs,
So Rory would have a lot to say about that.
Yeah. I bet he will.
There's something we should know.
I bet no.
Who?
You're gonna end the episode with take this job and shove it.
Oh, who would have a lot to say though?
She's funny.
What she? I didn't hear it.
What?
Say it again. You didn't hear me.
I said Karina's gonna end the episode.
No. When you said they have a lot to say,
Who does?
he didn't hear you. That's why.
Well, who has a lot to say?
When you started the sentence.
Am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? I heard that, right?
Yeah. Did I hear wrong too?
What?
I heard you said Portnoy will have a lot to say about
Portnoy. Oh, okay,
Oh,
Portnoy.
you said that.
No,
You said that.
okay.
Say that.
No,
Okay.
I don't even.
Jen,
You
yes,
said
you. No,
that.
yes, you did.
No.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You did.
You know what? This is this is amazing. Right after we did the little bit about Portnoy, everyone knows the rules. You said something like somebody will have a lot to say about this, but I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, and I thought you said Portnoy would have a lot to say about that, and I was like, I bet he will because so many people have.
Okay, I don't think it's funny anymore, but I was making it. Oh no, I said Freud would have a lot to say about this.
I thought you said Portnoy too.
No, I thought maybe you brought up the subject of quitting as some subconscious.
Oh no.
Oh, Freud. I got it.
Freud.
What dud?
Oh
Sorry.
my god.
All right, well that was the first 10 minutes of the episode.
Right.
We haven't even gotten to the story.
All right, let's start with the first one.
Hit me.
So a lot of these were taking off the subreddit where they asked the question, "What's your best quitting story?" So most of these don't have a title; these are just people who commented.
All right, fair enough.
So the first one, it says, working in trucking as their DOT/regulation/safety guy. I pre-staged my resignation letter under the stack of documents on my boss's desk because I got in early and I knew I had a meeting with him in the morning to discuss a raise. We go into the meeting and we start discussing about getting a raise, and I got told there's no raise and that they don't feel like I deserve money anyways. I calmly reached over and rummaged through his stack of documents and pulled out my resignation letter. I toss it on his desk and I say, 2 weeks or now? He was shocked and stammered, 2 weeks. I said, on second thought, I think I choose now. I tossed my keys on my desk and I walked to my car.
Nice.
I like the fact that he planned this. He put his resignation in his stack of documents in his boss's thing. He was like, you know what? Yeah, here, all right.
What would he have done if the boss was like, yo, you're a great employee, Billy, and I'm going to give you a raise of this much? Would he be
I knew you would say that. I just wanted to remind you of all my skills or something. Be like, and if you don't appreciate them, here's still my resignation.
No, but I'm saying, what if they were like, yo, we're going to give you a raise, you're great, and that's a risky plan. Unless
he'd be rummaging through those papers.
Well, unless he knew ahead of time that he wasn't right. Because maybe other people had their reviews or whatever, and they were like, yo, we didn't get shit.
Exactly.
Right? But let me just say, so this is going to be slightly interesting for me because I'm an employer, right? So if somebody did that to me, like one of my employees, I wouldn't take that kindly.
Right.
Now, Savage Eric can kind of step back and laugh like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up, right? That was kind of savage. But employer Eric, I'm like, no, fuck you. But we'll see where this takes us. But for now, on this opening one, I'm not going to give any dingleberries to Billy for that. That was pretty well thought out.
Yeah.
And you could at least argue that he gave himself some outs by putting it at the bottom of the stack or in the middle.
Right.
Whatever. Feldman, I'm going to give him a 4. It's not shameless to quit, but you got to be a little shameless to kind of do the whole routine. Mm-hmm. Maybe it made him feel a little better, but that's just like Corey Feldman. Right? He feels better about himself when he goes on stage and pretends to play guitar when he doesn't.
Yeah.
And this guy
he was going to leave.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He knew he wasn't going to stay.
Yeah, I think he wanted to leave.
Yeah. So this guy just wanted to have a story.
Right.
And kind of shamelessly did that. So, but it's not the most shameless it could have been.
Yeah, no.
So I'm going to give him a 4 on the Feldman scale for that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
Next one then.
Hit me.
I worked at Aldi for 2.5 years as an assistant store manager. There were about to be positions for store manager training opening up, and I wanted to get in with that so that I could get my own store. When it came time for my performance reviews, I was told that I wasn't being looked at to be moved up because I wouldn't go to other stores on my days off to help out. My boss said that I was on my phone too much in the back room and office while doing other work. Also, I was seen as unreliable because one morning I didn't answer my phone once when the store alarm went off. When I asked who they were looking at to potentially move up, he told me it was another employee who would repeatedly show up late to work, called out on at least one occasion, who called out all the time and at least on one occasion came to work drunk. And this was all because the higher ups would see her at other stores working on her days off from our store. I thanked my boss for the feedback and went home from the day. Had my 2 days off and then went into work on Saturday, which is our busiest day, and looked around the store. My boss was moving produce tables around, our meat shelves were almost empty, and the bakery section wasn't filled, and our wine section was very low. After 30 minutes, I went into the office, I left my keys, and I walked out the back door. I was harassed by him and the district manager for almost a week with texts and calls asking if I really had just quit and why I quit, and was told that I needed to fill out an exit survey to quit. The district manager even called me from a different phone number one day, and when I answered, he said, "How are you?" I said, "Never been better," and I hung up. It was glorious knowing he had to work open to close the entire weekend, and it was glorious to know that the girl who they were looking at for promotion got it, then was fired and prosecuted for stealing money after running her store into the ground for 6 months after she finished the training.
Well, okay. I mean, like, girl power can go ahead. I just want to say that last little part was really irrelevant, though.
I know,
I'm just
But
saying.
it was so satisfying.
I know it was,
that's the most
but,
satisfying
like-
That's the
part.
good
It's-
part.
But that wasn't why she quit. I mean, it
No.
didn't matter. Like, her
No,
quitting,
but his instincts were right. I mean, he knew that she was a crappy employee.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, that was more just like her little bit of self-vindication, whatever.
I give them, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, whatever they're, a lot of, I'm going to applaud them because I worked retail. Okay, I worked at Target, and I know those weekends are fucking terrible. They're a fucking nightmare. And there were many days where I sat in the parking lot 5 minutes before my shift saying, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to go in there. So the fact that they went in 30 minutes in and was like, I can't do this shit, and just left. Like, there was so many times that I wanted to just leave and not come back. So I'm going to give them props for that. Dingleberry-wise, that is kind of an asshole thing, though, because, like, now someone else is going to have to cover their section or something.
Yeah,
that part
that's
fucking
true.
sucks. But, yeah.
He probably, I guess, maybe he assumed it would go to asshole.
That
girls who
too.
got the promotion.
Yeah,
But she'd
it
have
could
to
be.
clean
Mhm.
up for him.
I can tell you that often I say to myself, like, as a customer, I don't even want to go into Target on a weekend.
Right.
You know, let alone, I can't even imagine, like, having to work there and deal with people like me that would go in and, like, look for, like, that one fucking item, you know.
Mhm. You know what I would do?
Hit me.
People come and ask me, like, oh, do you know where that's at? Like, it should be in the back. Or they were like, oh, it'll say it's in the back. I would go to the back and I'd walk around. I'd get some snacks, and then I'd come back out and I'd be like, sorry, we don't have it. Because if I tell you we don't have it, you're not going to believe me.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I knew I was going to quit that day, I'd be like, oh yeah, yo, it's in aisle 39, like at the back corner of the store. Right. And I would just send everybody there, like, until I quit. And then I'd just leave, like, bye.
Oh my God.
Just like have like a corral of people, like, looking for the fucking, you know, ivory soap or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. But there's something I'm just not 100% sure about here.
Mhm.
So this is Aldi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is going to be really embarrassing for me, but I'm going to admit it anyway.
You don't know what Aldi is?
I do.
Oh, okay.
But the only reason I do is because I follow a guy on TikTok that does poor man's comfort food, and he does Dollar Tree or Aldi edition.
Oh.
And so the reason I remember Aldi specifically is because apparently you have to pay a quarter
That's what they
For a
say.
cart.
to get the
Yeah.
fucking shopping cart,
No,
right?
You get the quarter back.
Whatever.
It's
They
just to ensure that you return the cart.
But I got to imagine the shopping cart's worth more than a quarter, right? So if you really want to be scandalous, I'd put like 8 quarters in, put 8 fucking carts on my truck, go to the recycling center and get like $10. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
That's number one. Okay, but number two, but the point is,
He's going to steal them.
no, I'm just
No
saying,
wonder
like,
grocery prices are so high.
no, but I'm saying, like, what kind of deterrent is that really?
I know. And what if I don't want my fucking quarterback?
Well, that's the
Like,
next thing I was going to say.
just
Oh,
leave
people
that
do
shit.
that all the time.
Well, I was just going to say, let me set you hip to what Eric would do.
Mhm.
Not a fucking thing.
Me neither.
That quarter means less to me than the cart. I don't give a fuck. Okay,
Exactly.
I just want to take my shit, put it in my trunk, and go.
Exactly.
I don't want to. And now I do the nice thing, and
I also
I
put it
always
back,
put
yes.
my cart back where they're supposed to be, or they have like the ones in the middle of the parking lot, like
Yeah.
like the cart depository,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yes.
I
I
always do
always
that.
put it back too.
But to be honest, not gonna lie, I always try to find parking as close to one of those as I can. I'm being serious.
I have to go. I park a little further from it just because I'm scared people would just throw their
No,
cars
I
in there
know.
and
No,
it
I
could hit
know.
my car.
I know it could happen, and I've been one of those people too in the past. I'll tell you that story in a different day. But the bigger point here is this whole thing with Okay, so back to the quitting.
Right.
The quitting was not what I would say like an epic quit,
Right.
but it feels like it was just more out of frustration.
Yeah.
This probably had been building for a while. What I will do is this. I don't really know. I'm going to give her 2.5 dingleberries for quitting the way she did.
Mhm.
I as an employer, I really do believe in the 2-week notice.
Right.
Now, if the employer says, thanks for your notice, but I'll tell you what, you don't have to do it. I'll just pay you now. That's different. And the employee at least can say, well, I offered it, and they chose. And by the way, I know a lot of companies that do that because they know that when somebody's on their last 2 weeks, they're really not going to get a lot done. There are exceptions. There are some exemplary people that quit because they found a great opportunity, or they're going back to school or something. So, for example, when I was getting ready to study for the bar, I needed like an 8-week period.
Right.
I just wouldn't have time to study well and work.
Right.
I was going to resign if I had to, and I would have given the full 2 weeks and done everything I could. Luckily, I had the kind of boss at the time that basically put me on a paid leave of absence.
Oh, nice.
Really as a favor. So I was able to, I earned my same salary during those 8 weeks.
Right.
And studied for the bar. I mean, her name was Mary Dorn. Shout out to Mary. I wouldn't have been a lawyer if it wasn't for her, or I would have been broke as hell during those 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Then I'd have to find another job after that too. And then I'd be like, yeah, I quit so I could study for a test, but but I'm really a good guy and I'm reliable. Right. Hire me, please.
Exactly.
Except don't ask Kaiser what when I left. Right. So it actually made a huge difference overall. Right. So 2.5 dingleberries for quitting the way she did, no notice. And then you're right, leaving it on her friendly coworkers, or assuming some are friends. Right. Feldman scale, I don't know. It's like an 8. I don't think it's super shameless to leave right after you quit. I know a lot.
She didn't quit. She just left.
Well, that's quitting.
That was her. That's what I'm saying. That was her quitting. She didn't even tell nobody.
Well,
I find a little bit of.
Okay, so you know what? I must have missed that part. Yeah. So I'm going to reduce it back to a 6. Okay. If she just walked out and fuck this place. Yeah. Right. Now, what I will do though is her managers or regional managers or whatever for blowing up her phone. Yeah. No, they get 4.5 dingleberries for that.
Calling from a different phone number?
You don't get to do that. You don't harass people that quit. You don't own the fucking Aldi. Exactly. Okay? This is nothing you should take personally. Right? Don't.
You know they're just getting shit from up above.
Whatever. But then what do? I don't know. She quit. We're sorry.
How fucked up is it that they expect employees to go to other stores on their days off? That's got to violate.
Well, no. Hold on. Don't give legal advice. You're not sure. It's not a violation if they're paid for it. If they call, because my daughter Maya, she gets called in all the time on her scheduled days off. They're like, look, we're short staffed. I know you're deaf. Could you come in? But she's paid. Yeah. As long as they pay her for that.
If you say no, you technically they see it as
exactly
punishable.
If you actually take those days off, you're never going to get a promotion. Yeah. You should be entitled to days off without it inhibiting your growth in the company.
Target hated me because when they would call me, I'd be like, I wouldn't answer, and I told them, I was like, don't call me on my days off. I have your number saved, and I'm not going to answer.
I don't disagree with any of that. I just want to make a point that I don't think she was basically being told you need to go work for free at some other location. No. No, I know, but I just want to make sure for clarity that there's nothing illegal or improper from an employer to do that as long as they're paying the wage or the overtime if she's already worked more than 40 hours. Now, if they were to say, look, I know you're off on Saturday and I know you just worked the last 5 days, but I need you to go to our other store in, wherever. We're not paying you overtime or whatever. No, that's a different kind of problem. But
yeah, but there's an unspoken policy or unwritten policy.
I do get it. Listen, corporate pressure is real. I've seen it firsthand. I've been in that culture myself when I was an employee for a large company, a large healthcare provider, before I was out on my own. I know that in big law, or what they call quote unquote big law firms, top 25, top 50, you are absolutely, as first, second, third year associates, expected to put in 80 to 90 to 100 hours a week regularly. And if you don't, and you miss your billing quota, you can forget being brought on full time as an associate, or if you can forget partner track or any of that. No chance. So it does exist. It's tough. But anyway, just to finish my thought. So I'm going to give manager and regional manager 4.5 dingleberries for blowing this girl's phone up after she quit. And that to me is a 3 on the Feldman scale.
It is.
You got to be pretty shameless to like start fucking with this lady who quit it. I'm assuming she's young or younger. That's my, but you know, because I think we would hear like, look, it was a hard decision because I have kids to support.
Right,
whatever,
no, she was like, fuck it, bye.
Yeah, this is like her after school gig or whatever. Yeah, she's like, fuck this. So, but I do think it's kind of shameless to like blow her up.
Yeah.
Like, did you really quit?
Yeah.
You know,
no,
like
shit,
motherfucker, if I'm not there and I'm, you know, and you don't see me, what do you think?
No, what do you think?
And look, you know, Eric, like what Eric would do is I'd be like, yo, put 2 and 2 together. Like, you're calling me, I'm at home, I'm not there, and I'm telling you, fuck off. Would I do that if I still needed or wanted this job?
No, exactly.
But, you know, anyway. But so, okay.
All right. This next one is technically not a quitting story. It's an unquitting story. Okay. I worked for a mortgage company in foreclosure departments. I liked my immediate manager, but not upper management. I contacted a temp agency to line up a new job. I was nervous to give notice. I was taking 2 days off for my 25th birthday. I left Wednesday afternoon and told my coworkers to have a great weekend and see you Monday, knowing I was not going to come back. Saturday night while in Vegas, I finally got the liquid courage to call my boss and I told her I quit. I left a long rambling message.
Oh, no.
I get home on Sunday to several messages from the temp agency to inform me that the temp job was no longer available. Well, shit. Lucky for me, I knew my manager's voicemail pin. I just dialed into her work voicemail and deleted my message, and I strode back on Monday morning like nothing ever happened. Company went bankrupt a few months later, and my boss actually helped me get an even better paying job somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was just luck. Like, she quit and then had to unquit, like, really fast.
That person's really lucky.
Really lucky. That was just luck. I just thought this one was really funny because it's like, you know, she finally had the courage, she did it, and then she's like, oh, shit, I have to take it back.
This, like, drunken message quitting. Right. That's probably, like, rambling, like, incoherent.
While in Vegas.
Oh, my God.
Thoughts?
I mean... I'm going to dispose of this one pretty quick, but that's only because I have a true life story I can share that has some similarities. But so just to quickly dispose of this, I'm going to give drunk Lucinda 2 dingleberries because she was clearly impaired.
Yeah.
And probably didn't need, you know. I mean, when she says, like, I finally got the liquid courage, that I think it's a bit more than just, let me take a quick shot and do this.
Right, exactly.
I think this bitch was, like, fall over drunk.
Exactly.
Right? So drunk Lucinda is going to only get 2 because I don't think this was very intentional. Okay.
Feldman scale.
Yeah, Feldman scale, like Lucinda Linda is all the way down. She's like at 1. You got to be pretty fucking shameless to like A, not have the courage to do it yourself. B, get drunk as fuck and then do it, and then
dial into the phone.
Right, the fucking right, and it, you know, okay, yeah. So okay, now
that's a moxie there.
True story. This is a true story.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Whew. So, in college, I had a group of kind of my closer friends. And when I say in college, there's not one particular college. I mean, just during this time of my life where I was that age.
Right.
Okay. And one of my buddies, let's just call him Snake.
Okay.
Okay. Snake was my roommate and a good friend, and he was going out with this girl.
Okay.
Okay. And this girl was cray-cray.
Okay.
Seriously, her name was Julia. Okay, I'm sure she doesn't listen because this is like fucking 1992, whatever. Okay, and let me just give you an example of the craziness that was Julia. Okay, we did a trip to Disneyland. So it was me and my then girlfriend at the time. That's the one with the gun in the bag. Okay, that crazy one.
Oh, you both like crazy people.
Yeah, except no, Julia liked Mike. Snake.
Right.
Okay, so me and Snake. So Snake had his girlfriend. All right, and we were there like there was like 3 couples or 4 couples. I don't remember what. And so Julia, when we first get to Disney and we pay our fee, she's like, yo, Snake, I need you to get me a wheelchair because my legs hurt.
Oh, you told me this story.
She was a swimmer, by the way.
Okay.
But she just wanted to be pushed around and get to the front of each line.
Right.
And Snake was too much of a pussy not to do it.
Wow.
But that was this relationship. Okay, so and this is not the first time we've done this, but we just like one Friday, like 3:00, we're like, let's just drive to Vegas.
Right.
Let's drive to the state line. Play a bunch of blackjack and shit and drive back at like 6 a.m. We'll get the $2 steak and eggs. Great. So we get to Vegas about 8:00 at night, 8:30. We start ordering drinks. Okay. And Snake's got his phone, called, or he gets paged. Because back then we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
He got paged, but it was from a number he didn't recognize. Okay. And what happened was, crazy girlfriend didn't tell her that we were doing this road trip. Mm-hmm. So she was trying to page him, but she paged him from her parents' house.
Okay.
So he didn't recognize the number. So he called, and all you hear in the background are like the slot machines or whatever. Okay. And Snike had his share of drinks too.
Right.
So he'd be on the phone like, yo, yeah, this is Snikey. Somebody call me? God damn, girl. And he would like comment on people.
Oh my God.
You're like, Eric, look, that bitch is fine. Like, he wouldn't say quite like that. And it was crazy Julia on the other end of the phone.
Right.
So
wow.
There you go.
But he wasn't able to dial in and delete that.
No, there was no deleting that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By the way, she forgave him.
I bet.
Yeah, because one, she was crazy, and he really was like drunk. I mean,
exactly.
he had a lot to drink. Mm-hmm. We all were. That's why we didn't drive back till 6 a.m. because we needed like several hours to kind of sober up.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, yeah, true story about drunk dials, and back when pagers were a thing.
There you go. Okay, this one's also on the same little sub, best quitting story.
Okay.
I used to work at a high-end department store in the All Saints department, and there was a girl I worked with who claimed she couldn't work on weekends because she was Jewish. I'm Jewish too, but she was more religious than I was and wasn't allowed to touch money from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which made no sense as to why she couldn't work Sundays, but okay. Worst part was she would come in on the weekends to fucking shop when she allegedly couldn't touch money. Oh. One weekend, closing by myself, I was fed up and we both had to open the next morning by ourselves. So not only did I not organize anything or clean, I completely trashed the whole department. I ripped clothes off of all of the hangers, I fucked up the piles of clothes, and absolute disaster was left. Keep in mind, this was a Bloomingdale's, and I knew that we'd be in huge trouble with them for letting the section get to look like that. Then I no-showed the next morning. Cue frantic texts from both girls and the GM asking me where I was and when I was showing up. I turned my phone off and I slept in. Finally, I texted them back and I said I wasn't showing up because I had a Shabbat dinner? Shabbat dinner.
Sabbath.
Mind you, it was Monday morning. And he just never went back. She was saying she couldn't work on Sunday because she was Jewish.
If you're going to lie,
but
get your facts straight.
No, but she did too. So his whole little thing was like, sure, like, shove it up your ass. That's, you keep lying about why you can't work Sunday. Yeah. This is why I can't work Monday. And he quit.
I mean, it's funny. Mm-hmm. That's probably a good 3 dingleberry move.
Especially the clothes.
Yeah.
I know needed that. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Feldman scale, I think, is a little bit worse. Like where you kind of throw like religion in, but this again, it reminds me of another true story.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. There was an attorney. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't give his name. Let's just call him Schmichard. So Schmichard would come to court wearing like the yarmulke or a hat on his head. And, he'd have like the beard. Okay. And often, and when I say often, I should say I've heard him do this more than once, but I don't know if it's been 100 times. But some cases, like back in like 2010, 2011, we were so swamped with these Chapter 13s and these bankruptcies. And some hearings would go well into the afternoon or evening. Right. So like on a Friday, he would go to the court and he'd be like, look, I need to request priority because I'm religious and I need to be home by 3:00. And okay. Especially in the winter when it got dark earlier. Mm-hmm. All right, no problem. And everybody would let him do it. Well, one Saturday, the actual Sabbath day, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Hollywood Park or Commerce to play poker. God. And there's fucking Schmichard, like playing like California blackjack or whatever. No fucking yarmulke on, no hat.
Oh my God.
Just, gambling it up.
Yep.
Now, I know he saw me.
Uh-huh. He acted like he didn't.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And for a split second, Eric was like, yo, I need to go over and like, I need to out this guy.
Right.
But then I thought about it more. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is next time I see him in court, I'm be like, yo, can you cover my hearing? Because I got to leave early today.
Exactly.
Right? Wink, fuck you.
Exactly. Did you ever see him again after that, though?
Once or twice, but honestly, he never did that again. Like, at least not when I was there.
Oh, wow. He knew better. He was scared that you were going to actually say something.
And honestly, I wouldn't out an attorney for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, because we have all asked for priority for no other reason than we just didn't want to stay that long in court. I mean, and so I know everybody at least once, every attorney I know has at least said like, look, I have another hearing to be in. And it's not even a lie. Like I did that once. I'm like, I've got another matter that I've got to get to today. Yeah, but that other matter was like 4 hours later.
Oh my God.
Okay. But it wasn't a lie. I just like, come on, I need to get done so I can,
Yeah.
But so I get it. I know. So when you use religion to kind of like justify behavior, it needs to be real.
Yeah.
You know, if you bring it up and you just like joke about it,
exactly.
It's a little shameless.
Yeah.
God is going to smite you,
All right, next one. This one actually made me laugh. Once while working at a burger joint, the fella at the register kept calling the orders into the microphone while I was standing right behind him. So I said, "You son of a bitch, I'm right behind you. Turn around and just ask me for a heifer with cheese." Then moments later, he did it again. So I shoved him out of the way, took the microphone, and said, "Fuck you," to 2 customers. Then I told the other customer he was cool and said, "Fuck you, I'm out," to the other one, and then flung a heifer with cheese at someone's head. And they quit.
Yeah, it sounds like a fake story. I've seen memes or skits where the guy's like on quitting day, he's like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out."
Well, he also then threw the burger at someone's head.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that I believe that. You know, this sounds like he's just kind of,
right.
You know, there was one, I don't know if it's real or not, but if it was the most epic resignation I'd ever seen, where a guy basically hired a barbershop quartet.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Literally, a barbershop quartet. And they walk in and they're like, "I quit today, I quit today, take this job and shove it," or whatever.
Oh my God.
And they sing it, and it's fucking hysterical. And they're all dressed up in like the fucking hats, like the barber outfits, whatever. See, so, but I'm telling you, something like this feels like he just kind of, ran with it.
If it was real, what would you rate it? If it was,
I don't know. It's probably, a good 3.5 dingleberry move to kind of do that. You know, especially if you're throwing something at a customer. What did the customer fucking do?
Order the heifer with cheese.
Oh, well, come on. And that's also part of why I find it a little hard to believe. Now, the only reason why I'm not completely convinced it's fake is because, and look, I might be completely stupid myself, but there's a ton of TikToks of people that have these fucking breakdowns in fast food places. So I know it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I remember one lady just like jumped the fucking counter. Like she wanted her fucking burger now.
Do you remember when the chicken Popeye sandwich?
Yeah. People were fighting over it.
Yeah, they were beating up the employees over them.
Because they were out. They ran out so quickly because people liked it so much.
Exactly. Oh my God. I know.
Yeah. So maybe, but again, it's kind of like, all right. Exactly. Feldman scale wise, honestly, you're like a 2. Like when you throw a fucking food burger or like a heifer with cheese at someone, especially some fucking innocent customer. That's pretty fucking shameless.
Legal trouble for throwing a burger.
You could. Yeah, actually, it's assault.
It could also burn
like assault with a burger.
Yeah.
No, it could be assault. Like I'll give you a wild, random yet possible scenario. If that burger had, let's say, pickles with all the vinegar, and it went in the guy's eye, and it burned, that could. No, I'm saying that could be, or salt. If there's salt on like fries or whatever, right? There could actually be injury. Yeah. So yes, in theory, you could have legal liability for doing that. The real question is, can you sue the burger place for that happening by one of their employees? Now we're going to get into like the legal side. If the guy hadn't quit yet, if he was still technically on the clock when he did that, I'd say you sue fucking Heifer Barn or whatever the name of that fucking place is. Fuck yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what, buddy? If that really happened to you and you're in California.
Oh my God.
Hit us up. Or if you lost your house in the wildfires.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. Just kidding.
All right,
not really.
Worked at McDonald's on Christmas night, on short notice, no less. No extra pay, and got home at 2 a.m. I worked the same morning, but I had slept in, and I arrived at 9:12 for my 9 a.m. shift. I got scolded for being a bad employee for this. I said, "Go eat a Happy Meal and then fuck yourself." And I threw my name tag on the floor, and I left. That's what I believe.
You know what?
That's what I fucking believe.
I mean, let me just tell you, not only do I believe it, I'm giving him 0 dingleberries for that. And he's a 10 on the Feldman. There's no shame in that. You work Christmas Eve till 2 a.m.
You were 12 minutes late that same day, that same morning.
You got to work the next fucking morning at 9.
Why didn't that poor guy get overtime?
Yeah, I know. You come in 12 minutes late and you're bitched at.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have been at my last. I mean, before my fucking boss could finish saying whatever he was going to say, I mean, honestly, it could have been more violent than that. I mean, especially if I were tired, and cranky, and I had something, and I got to deal with the fucking Christmas Day crowd at McDonald's. Or fuck that. Okay, I would look at my manager like, you know what, Billy, fuck that, and fuck you, and here you go.
Exactly.
Bullshit. Yeah, bullshit.
Exactly. Manager gets 5 dingleberries for sure.
I know if you're a doctor, you have to give your life to the job, but it's fucking McDonald's.
Exactly.
Like, you're not gonna sacrifice everything for McDonald's.
Exactly. No, oh my God, like I was 12 minutes late. Oh my God. I was here till 2 a.m. last night. Jesus.
Yeah, no. That's I'm on Team Billy for this one.
Me too. All right, next one.
All right.
Annual General Managers Conference in Vegas. The VP, a married man who was sleeping with one of the married GMs, made a point to tell a group of people who were asking how I had gotten such great results at two problem stores recently that I had no integrity. I calmly told him that he shouldn't be using big words if he didn't know what they meant, and that I need my plane ticket home now. I was already being recruited by several competitors and had a higher paying job before my plane landed. That guy was a train wreck and lost his job a few months later. So I guess after he said that, he quit, but like the guy was being an asshole. So, but that's how he quit. He just made him pay his flight home.
Okay, I really think this could have been written a little bit better.
Yeah, I know.
It was really hard, and what that leads me to believe, I'm sorry, this is like some fucking Dupinder, that's some fucking Indian tech guy, right? I'm just saying, like, come on, buddy. If you're that in demand and you've got that many high-paying guys waiting for you, how do you not know how to write?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself. Yeah, like that wasn't very coherent.
No, unless he did this like while he was really seething mad.
He probably did.
But even then, like I feel like we would catch on to that more. Like this came across calm but stupid.
Yeah.
So maybe that high-paying job that you had waiting for you was like a fucking In-N-Out versus Wendy's.
Exactly.
Whatever, but I don't see this as being a fucking tech exec or something.
Exactly. No.
Or honestly, English is just not his first language.
It could be.
He's doing it. He can write code.
If that wasn't the case, I don't think he would have responded with, "If you don't know how to use big words, don't."
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. If you don't know what
they mean, don't use them.
Okay, look, I get it, and people like to insult other people's intelligence. Maybe he just reads code better than he reads English.
Maybe.
No, real. I'm serious.
Maybe.
Look. Don't forget, my undergraduate degree is in MIS, and even though it's a management degree, it's information systems. I dealt with a lot of people back in my day before I went into law. Coders, software writers, especially, they really are in their own world.
Yeah.
They laugh at only jokes they understand.
Yes.
And then
they post memes that only they understand.
That's right. And then they fucking look at you judgmentally if you don't get their joke, even though nobody else would.
Yeah.
Except them. Let me tell you, they buy fucking T-shirts with some weird code on it that only they get,
and they'll laugh at by themselves.
Yeah. And like so, egghead is a fucking easygoing statement. That's what this guy is. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if you took all the jumbled words and like decoded them. It's like some script
joke or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. That's what this reminds. Like a guy like that who thinks he's so smart, right? But nobody would find it clever or intelligent or fun. So you know what I think? He gets 5 dingleberries for making me listen to this rant, this bullshit, this stupid fucking Dupinder tech code nonsense.
His boss was an asshole too, though.
Fine, I don't give a shit about his boss. I don't care about this. Okay, and I'm giving you a 2 on the Feldman scale for writing this way
and posting it on Reddit.
That's right, and making the fucking Reddit world try to figure out what the fuck you were saying. Fuck you.
I love how we made a whole profile for this guy.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Fuck off.
All right. When I was a cake decorator at Walmart, I wrote my resignation on a giant cookie, one of those 12-inch ones that you decorate with icing. The store manager said it was unprofessional and didn't think it was funny, but everyone else thought it was great.
Okay, by the way, the fucking store manager thought it was funny too. He just couldn't say it. Right.
Exactly.
So, that's right. That's a good. You know what that's like?
What is it like?
It's not what you think.
Okay.
It's like when you send your kids to camp, okay, and they're like, "Yo, Counselor Billy's my friend, and he's so nice." And it's like, you know what? Counselor Billy has to be nice to you. Like, you know, he's not really okay. That's what this is like.
Exactly.
Okay, you know that fucking Walmart manager thought this was the funniest fucking thing ever, but he was on camera.
Exactly.
Right? He had to.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's exactly.
I know.
So
I know.
Let me tell you. Cake writer Lucinda, I'm assuming it's a Lucinda. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Cake writer Lucinda is getting only a half a dingleberry for this. I don't really think it's that big of an asshole thing.
No dingleberry.
No, I gotta give her a little bit. Look, it wasn't her cookie. It wasn't her cookie to defile, and I hope somebody hadn't ordered it for their own cake or whatever. But I'm only giving her half, and I mean I'm only giving her like an 8 on the Feldman scale. Yeah. I don't find that super shameless.
Me either.
Wait, hold on. think Paulina stepped away. Anyway, so I find I can't give her more than an 8 on the Feldman scale. I don't find it super shameless.
No.
I think that was an extremely creative way to resign.
Exactly.
And she's right. And let me tell you one other thing. Cake writer Lucinda or cookie writer Lucinda, whatever, she will be remembered.
Yeah.
By everyone that's still at that Walmart.
Yeah. And everyone who ate that cookie.
That's right.
She's I know the other employees ate it.
And by the way, that's the only difference between me and cake writer Lucinda is I would have bought that cookie then and then shared it with everybody. Right? Like enjoy it. Have a bite of my resignation cookie. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Because you're right. They're not going to reuse it.
No, exactly.
So, but I would have at least made it so. And if she would have done that, she would have gotten 0 dingleberries.
Yeah.
But
I know.
But okay. But that was a good one. That was really creative. Hats off to that one.
All right. I was working at a restaurant when I was 17, and I actually enjoyed it until the owner fired our good manager and replaced him with his dipshit son. The new guy's intern fired around 70% of the staff and replaced them all with his friends, all of whom were younger than me and total burnout morons. None of them were properly trained and made the work environment hostile, dangerous, gross, and stressful. One of them in particular, we'll call him Tom, was the worst. If I was catching up on dishes, Tom would throw knives, plates, skillets, whatever at me from the kitchen, even if it was 20 feet away. If Tom prepared carryout for one particular coworker, specifically food, and a drink for the guy's mom, he would be sure to dunk his privates in the beverage. He'd hit on servers by groping them and catcalling them even in the middle of service. Tom was also egged on by the new manager constantly, and he loved the attention. One day, I was scheduled to work alone with Tom from 9 to 5, and I dreaded it. It was Sunday, usually slow, but we had one regular customer come in right at open. He was a retired fireman, older and a widower. Widower. Oh, why can't I say that word? Okay. And always very polite. For one reason or another, Tom decided to fuck with this guy's food. We had a quick argument about it, and I left for a minute to go wash my hands. When I came back, Tom is butt naked from the waist down, masturbating onto the guy's salad. I pulled that fucker to the ground by the hair, knocked the salad to the floor, and said to no one, I fucking quit. And I punched Tom in the face when he tried to block my way out of the back door. At this very moment, our idiot manager came in and started laughing at half-naked Tom getting clocked in the face. Got out of my car, went home, and I never saw them again.
Wow. There's a lot there.
I mean, honestly, my instinct is to rate Tom. But
Tom didn't quit.
I know. I mean, that's
he had to go and beat someone.
But that's what I'm saying. But to keep it in context of the theme, so I'm going to give Quitter Billy 0 dingleberries for that.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, I'm going to give him 1 for not quitting sooner.
Right.
Because this, I mean, I don't know why this had to be the straw that broke the camel's back, because there was clearly a lot of other stuff.
You wouldn't quit if you walked in.
Yeah, I would have quit.
Naked from the waist down.
I would have quit when he dunked his privates in the drink.
That's
like, why wait for more at that point? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see. Like, there was probably a bunch of other shit that happened first.
I would have called the health department.
Oh no! I you know who would have done that?
Eric.
That's right, my sister-in-law. That fucking.
In this case, it was warranted. I mean, bodily fluids were.
I'm just saying that fucking restaurant would have been shut down in minutes.
Minutes.
Fucking minutes.
Minutes.
Okay, and Aaron would have sued him too.
Yes. Yes.
You know what's interesting? You know what this is almost like?
What is it almost like?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even come up with one for this. Fuck. I don't know. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
he went out,
Maybe it's almost like when you take weird pictures of yourself in a weird pose and then you circulate it and your cringy sister-in-law catches a glimpse of it.
Oh.
Maybe wants to use it against you at some point, but because your wife already knows you take these weird pictures, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But I don't even think I can make a good enough connection for that. I don't know. Wow, it's going to be really hard to come up with it's almost likes on these.
I know. I'm
going to try at least one more, but
do you still want to rate Tom though? I know you didn't.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm going to let Tom. He's a 5 and a 0. There is no. I mean, seriously, he is a drain on humanity. He's the kind of guy.
Understand how
he is going to grow up to just be one of those dumb fucking unemployed bullies who loses his hair. And he's got like the fucking like side Saturn ring.
Exactly.
Right. With like fucking mutton chop sideburns, still like lives in his high school days. That's what I think this guy is.
Yep.
And I mean, it's pathetic.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we've all known, I think, at least one person that just can't grow up, just can't get out of that young, stupid mentality. At some point, if you have a real job, if you have a big boy job, you got to at least try to respect the establishment.
Yeah.
Let alone the fucking health hazards. God knows what's in Tom's fucking jizz. I'm just saying. I mean, just saying. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Imagine if you found out someone was doing that to your food.
Do you know what I would do?
What would you do, Eric?
Honestly, first of all, it would take me about a month to recover physically from like the amount of dry heaving I would do.
You might actually drink bleach.
Okay. I would own that fucking restaurant, and those employees would be paying me my fucking judgment for the rest of their lives.
I bet.
I would bankrupt them all.
I would too. And
then I would seek non-dischargeability of my debt, and I would be a fucking creditor up their ass forever. Mm-hmm. Forever. Mm-hmm. I hate to say, I will drive them to suicide. If somebody tries some shit like that with me.
They almost drove you to it, huh? With that.
That's the kind of thing that you can never speak of.
No. Literally.
Never, people are like, yo, Eric, why do you keep suing this guy? It doesn't matter. Like, like you just can't.
You can't let anyone know what happened.
No. I mean, oh my God.
I know. Yeah.
In a weird way, it's almost like if you bring home a less limbed guy has to take the leg off to sit, and like the little stub is on the table or something. I don't know. I'm trying.
Oh shit. Fuck. We do not discriminate against the less limbed.
No.
That was a disclaimer.
I just can't. I'm trying so hard to think of them. Sorry.
All right, next one.
Wait.
Oh wait.
We don't do the next one yet.
Okay.
I don't want to forget. Shout out to Karen, Andrea, Dougie, Badonkadori, Aaron, the whole Midbar Mosh crew. I don't want to forget you.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
All right, now we can go to the next one.
All right. This kid I worked with in high school literally skated out of the store. We worked at a supermarket called Vaughn's, and his car broke down. He had to skate several miles for his shift and got there right on time. They told him that he was too sweaty to work and he had to go home and change and come back in. They also mentioned a write-up. The kid just said, fuck that, and he skated from the loading dock into the back of the store, through one of the aisles and the cashiers to the front. We never saw him after that.
I mean, I don't think that's a super uncommon thing for like teenagers or like younger people.
That's true.
You know,
I've never seen someone skate out of a store though.
No, but I could see it like in my mind.
Yeah. I could see my brother doing some shit
well,
like that.
I'm saying especially
your son doing some shit.
Yeah, because I don't think most managers know that 17-year-olds don't give a fuck.
Not one.
That job isn't going to change anything for them unless they're like in a position where they're like supporting their family because their father died or some shit like that. If this is just like a day gig after school for like, an extra $80 a week.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that store manager Billy didn't think that would be a different reaction.
The kid even showed up. I'm surprised the kid showed up.
I was gonna say, it's really like because the kid
fucking skated.
Yeah, I'm saying like he made it his point to get there and to be responsible.
And on time. Like even though he timed out how long it was gonna take him to skate from home to the store. Like,
I don't
ready to go home and change.
Nah, fuck. I know. I'm not. By the way, so managers that do that, I also think have these sort of like superiority complexes or Napoleon complex, whatever you want to call it. When they have to kind of do that. Well, now you can go home and change. Fuck you. And what did he think?
Exactly.
Hey, let me tell you something. 52-year-old Eric would tell the guy to fuck off even if I needed the job.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thanks for getting here on time, skating 3 miles, but you're not in uniform, so go home and change.
Exactly.
I would, maybe because I'm a little bit older, I'd have been like, yo, Billy, if I go home, I'm not coming back. So I could either work my shift and be in my uniform tomorrow or bye.
Exactly.
Peace.
Exactly.
And that would have been it.
Exactly.
Literally, that would have been it. I don't see any other way.
All right. Next one.
All right.
I was on an offshore oil platform that was run by an old operator that had been there for years. Our company had recently purchased this platform, and they sent a young lead operator to straighten him out, quote unquote. This old dude listens to the guy for about 5 minutes and then goes upstairs, makes one call to his old company, and 30 minutes later, a helicopter from another company lands and flies him into his new job, leaving the new boss wondering what just happened. We also never heard from that guy, and he never formally quit.
Wow.
He just fucking... Imagine leaving by... That's an exit story right there.
Awesome.
You're like, you know what? I don't want to hear this anymore. One call, and a helicopter picks you up, and they never see you again?
I got to be honest, that's so gangster.
Like, what?
I'm serious.
An oil platform, too. Like, they're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I mean, the fucking oil execs get treated like that. You know, we're watching this show called Landman or Landman with Billy Bob Thornton. But it's a great show. It's one of those Taylor Sheridan's, like the Yellowstone guy. He's got a deal now on Paramount and Paramount Plus. He's got like 5 shows that are on. But this show is really great, right? And that's the kind of stuff you see, like these big oil company execs. Yeah, the private jet scoots them like across Texas. 45 minutes later, they're, you know, that's that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's gangster as fuck.
Be picked up. Like, he's like, no, I'm not going to deal with this shit.
No, I'll be like, oh, okay. Just give me a second. Make a phone call. Yeah, I'll be on the helipad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, 30 minutes later, this motherfucker had a helicopter waiting for him. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I honestly, 0 dingleberries. It's such an epic fucking exit.
Yeah. I need a story like that in my life.
And 10 on the Feldman. And 10 on the Feldman. There's no shame. No. In fact, if anything, if I were like boss, like manager Billy, I'd feel ashamed that I fucking, you know, gave the guy a hard time.
Exactly.
Who's going to get picked up by his new boss in a fucking helicopter and flown across.
Like, I'd be embarrassed. Like, I couldn't even do that for him. Someone
not just that, but then.
My job.
Okay, not just that, but then I got to ask myself, how fucking valuable was this guy? Right? That like, some other company.
What did I just do?
Yeah, they're willing to like send a fucking copter to go pick him up and fly him. This guy must be important.
Right, exactly.
And I just lost him.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. No dingleberries. No. 10 on the Feldman for that. Yeah.
Exactly.
You go, buddy.
Exactly.
The only thing better is if you would have posted like a YouTube video of that whole thing, like also.
Exactly.
Like fuck MTech Oil.
There was a little banner that came out when he left, and it was like, fuck y'all.
I mean, yeah, like fuck Chevron or whatever. Hey.
I know. Okay.
All right,
next one. This is short. This guy I used to work with brought a big-ass stereo to work one day, the day he quit, plugged it in, and blasted the song, Take This Job and Shove It, on replay before doing donuts in the parking lot with his truck and driving away.
That's great. That song's a classic, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know that song?
I just think it's probably been done a million times. Yeah, like, it's not an original idea.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's kind of cute, and, you know, but I've seen that in movies, you know, it's not anything original. So I'm going to give him 4 dingleberries for just having no originality. No, I'm serious, because anybody could have done it.
Yeah.
Especially now with like Spotify, you can just literally just pull the song right up and just blast it. And, like,
exactly.
Psh. So, or, you know, Pandora or whatever. So, yeah, I just dated myself because I'm probably the only guy alive that still uses Pandora. Everybody goes to Spotify. Fuck. You know what?
You really do use Pandora?
Yes, he does.
Fuck Spotify, okay? You know how many songs I have?
I mean, yeah, fuck Spotify. I'm an Apple Music person.
Whatever. Look, let me tell you something. If you want to make fucking billions, I'm not joking, billions with a B. If you know a software guy, figure out an app that can take music from one platform and sync it to your other without losing everything.
Isn't that it's illegal?
No. All you're doing is saying,
oh, your own music.
Right. I downloaded or bought or whatever. I have 800 songs in my Pandora library.
In Pandora or Spotify, I don't think you're actually buying.
No, but I'm saying if there's a way to sync those two, because there are third-party apps that sync Outlook to something else.
Right.
If you could figure out a way to where you could sync and use whatever platform you want, because you know how many people like me
won't leave.
I have thought about switching to Spotify more than once. I look at all the songs in my libraries and everything I've saved and downloaded, and I'm like, fuck, I can't rebuild this. It's taking me a fucking year. It's just fuck it. I'm not going to do it. So, public service announcement to any of our now 9,000 plus listeners.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, quick shout out again to our boy Sean.
Yes.
Apparently, his episode performed 40% better than our second best episode.
Yes.
So he really brought a lot of ears. Yeah, he brought a lot of ears to the podcast. I really appreciate that.
He did.
All right, now back to the fun. So, I mean, unoriginal Billy's getting 4 dingleberries because there was nothing.
He did donuts in the parking lot, though.
So what? You know, all he did was risk his own fucking truck tires.
That's true.
The asphalt didn't care.
And Eric's not impressed.
No. And it's not even a Feldman. I'm giving him an 8 because there's nothing. Yeah, but the song is old and played out. It's nothing shameless about using somebody. Well, actually, now that I say that out loud, I'm going to give him a 5 on the Feldman scale because it is a little shameless not having your own idea and just using somebody else's gimmick and then trying to gimmick infringe it for your own. So in that respect, I'll give him a bit lower of a Feldman rating. But dingleberry wise, you know, come on, buddy, just fucking think of your own thing. Listen to some of the stories we've heard already. How fucking great! Like the fucking cookie thing is the best. Actually, it's the fucking best.
Exactly.
I just know if I were the Walmart Lucinda, right? Cookie writer Lucinda.
What if you were the employer? What if I came to you with a cookie cake and that was my recipe?
Honestly, let me just tell you, in front of you, I'd have to act all concerned and be serious. The minute you left, I'd be on the fucking floor. I know me. I would be only mad that I hadn't thought of that myself one day at one point in life. Because that's something I would do. But I wouldn't just write I quit. I'd be like, I quit, bitches.
Oh my God.
Right? Or something like, it'd be a bit more, to
I want
it.
a donut.
I've always liked the idea where it's like, I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry. And it's like, I'm the loss. I'm quitting. I've always liked that idea. I have like that one. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm the loss. I'm quitting. But the stereo one, I remember kind of on topic story when I worked at Target. Again, I never worked at Target. It was worse. I walked in one day and there was a random man plugging in some like speaker he had brought, and I'm like, are we having entertainment at Target today? Right? Man starts rapping out of nowhere, right? Just in the middle of Target. And like everyone was just standing around watching him, and I was like, did we book him for this? They were like, nah, we don't know who this is. He just walked up in here and just started rapping in the middle of Target. And then he just packed up and left. No one knew who he was. No one knew why he was there. We're just like, all right. So, I guess that had more originality than his little quitting thing.
If you have enough confidence, people are going to wonder like if you belong there.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out too. So,
Actually, I would have appreciated that. To be honest, that's okay. I'm with that.
So if someone came into the office right now.
No, but this isn't Target. We're not open to the public like that. But I mean, if I'm at Target buying like fucking soap.
Someone's rapping in the middle.
Yeah, and somebody just like walks in, plugs in their speaker, and just starts, laying down beats. I respect.
Exactly. That's what I was doing. We were all just watching him. I was like, all right.
Look, it's not that different than like the guys at Venice Beach that make their own CDs, or they used to have CDs. I'm dating myself, but that would hand them out like of their own original music. And they would just, they'd be on the beach doing their thing.
Exactly.
So if rapper Billy chose Target to try to expand his listener base, all right, I don't think that's the most, I don't think it's the smartest place to do it. It's a fairly limited audience.
Exactly.
You're going to have your share of like Grandma Ethels that aren't going to want to hear it.
And Karens.
Right. But otherwise, I respect the hustle.
Exactly. All right. Last story.
All right. Last one.
I worked at a call center for a supermarket bank for 2 years while studying. Our department was supposed to be there to help with online banking issues, normal browser fixes, and password resets, that kind of thing. Customers caught on to the fact that we usually had the lowest wait times for the queue and would call through us instead of the customer service line that could actually help them with their banking issues. Management decided the best way to handle this was to just cross-train us so that we would be able to deal with basic banking issues instead of giving the customers the right number or passing them to the right team. The main call types you get were people asking why we had charged them a fee for not paying their bill, or why we had blocked their account when they were hundreds/thousands of dollars behind on payments. It was fucking horrible. Straight up, 100 to 200 calls in 4-hour shifts instead of the 30 or so that we had dealt with before. People were crying that we were ruining their children's Christmas by blocking an unpaid car that they wouldn't be able to eat because we were making them pay the monthly minimum payment. Everyone hated it, but there was this one guy, just a really quiet guy. He didn't really talk to anyone much. He came in, he did a shift, and he went home every day. Until finally he cracked. I was halfway across the call floor from him, about an hour into a 6 to 10 shift, when he suddenly stood up, screamed, "Well, maybe you should pay your fucking bill next time then." He threw his headset out of the window, picked up his keyboard, and smashed it off the desk before walking over to the manager and quietly and conversationally said, "I fucking hate this place. I won't be back." And then walked out of the door. It was great.
Everyone has their breaking
point. It's always the quiet people, too. It's the quiet people you think are doing great.
It's just like
job.
Your mom with the chicken.
Yeah.
No, everyone his job. He did it that. Yeah. Headset got thrown out the window. Keyboard got smashed.
I mean, I feel kind of bad for him. No, I'll tell you why. Because people that call don't really connect that you've had 80 other calls just like it.
Exactly.
And like we see that with our clients too. Like they don't realize I got 10 other clients to help. And when they have a problem, for them it's the end of the world. But for me, it's just one more thing I have to help them with, So I feel a little bad, and I understand him breaking. I also feel kind of bad because not a lot of people don't intentionally miss payments or whatever. Right. Pandemics, holiday time.
The company's fault for making them do double the work.
Exactly.
That wasn't their actual job.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm saying like I understand consumers calling like, "Hey, I got to buy dinner, I got to buy groceries. What are you doing?" Well, but I get it. It's all kind of relative. But for as far as Quiet Billy,
if I would have seen that, I would have been on the floor dying of laughter. I think it's hilarious when one of our workers just shouts out "fuck" randomly when he's mad.
Yeah,
I laugh silently at my desk. So this would have made me laugh out loud.
I just feel like the cause of it is really unfortunate for some poor family who's just trying to figure, like, hey, give me a break. But most people also don't realize that whoever answers the phone at the bank, they don't have authority to really make a decision for you. They're literally paid to just listen.
Especially if they're like thousands of dollars behind. Like there's nothing, sometimes if it's like a little bit, they'll be like, okay, maybe this time we can unlock it. Just make sure you make the next minimum payment. But if you're thousands behind on payments, they can't do anything. They have no authority there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. He's just basically, he's just paid to listen.
To give these little catchphrases, like.
Oh, he knows with DoorDash. Ask Eric. Ask Eric about DoorDash.
Provide you with
oh my God, they are pre-written, canned responses. It drives me fucking insane.
I just started doing the same thing you do. Just have your manager call me.
Yeah,
and every time the manager's gonna refund you every single time.
Every time.
It's the little dumbasses behind the screen.
And but I hate when they're like, well, sir, obviously this is not the experience we want you to have. Like,
I know. We're so sorry.
Oh,
we
and then like,
for this.
Is there anything else I can help you with? I'd be like, you didn't help me yet.
At all. Exactly.
Like, why would
And then they'll end the chat sometimes.
They just cut you off.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know the problem is solved.
Yeah, fuck that. I hate that. Mm-hmm. Or they'll do something without you agreeing. Like, I just credited you $5. Fuck you. I just spent $95 on food that didn't get here. I don't want $5.
Exactly.
I hate that. I hate.
I had a problem with them over the weekend. I ordered Yogurtland, and the fucking chocolate syrup on my Yogurtland was expired or some shit. And it was disgusting. And they were like, the lady was like, "Oh, we can't help you because your ice cream, you asked for it on there." And I'm like, "It's fucking expired." Like I was like, and then not even like did they just drizzle a little bit where I could scoop it up. It was like a blob of it in the middle of my Yogurtland, and I was like, "I can't eat this." And I was like, I literally can't. And they were like, "Yeah, no, but you asked for it." I was like, "Yeah, let me talk to your manager." Manager called and she refunded me. But I'm like, they won't do anything at all. So.
No, it's unfortunate. It's a flawed business model in a lot of ways, and the amount of fees that these delivery apps generate for themselves is insane. Yes. And these small restaurants, and that's the worst thing too, is they, I hate it because they get stuff wrong, or the driver just like goes 5 other places, and they don't give a fuck either if your food's cold or arrives late and whatever. And there's very little redress. Yes. I made it a point, like I don't stop. I don't give up. I don't care. I fucking grind.
It takes you a long time.
It does, but it's the principle. I grind the fuck out of them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I don't care. Escalate. But they're going to tell you the same thing. Fine, let them tell me the same thing. Escalate. I don't care. Nope. Escalate. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You can't help me.
Eric's favorite line is, "If you were to leave early right now, who would you tell?" That's who I want to talk to.
Right.
That's his favorite line.
But think about it. I said, I want to talk to a manager. There are no managers here. Okay. If you got sick and wanted to leave early, what would you do?
Who would you tell?
Right. And whoever that is, that's who you put me through to. I'm serious. Think about that.
I wonder how many people have wanted to quit after talking to you.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to get back to this.
I do occasionally feel very sorry for customer service people who are talking to you.
You know who I feel sorry for?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for
who broke down in this story.
I feel sorry for me right now because I forgot what the story was.
The guy with the keyboard headset out the window.
Oh yeah.
The keyboard.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to give him any dingle, but I'm going to give him one because maybe he scared somebody at his work, like freak somebody out.
I would think that's hilarious.
I know, but you're a different breed. Okay, but some people would get freaked out or scared by that, especially if you like threw shit around or broke something.
Yeah, it's better to break a keyboard than like get a gun or something.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. And a Feldman scale, I don't know, 7. I don't think it's all that shameless to quit after like being berated by someone over and over. Especially like Karina said, like what Hurricane said. If some bitch called and like 10 payments behind, like, yo, unlock my Visa. No.
Maybe you should have paid that shit on time.
Right. Or do something, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. But I will tell you one final true story for you.
I was going to ask, what is your best quitting story or like any?
No, I don't really have a quitting story, but I do have a story about somebody throwing shit around.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. And this honest to God happened to me. There are 2 things that happened when I took the California State Bar exam in July 2006. Mm-hmm. First thing is, there was a guy that sat directly behind me who on his phone earlier was telling whoever his buddy was, yeah, I'm wearing my lucky shirt, and that he didn't take it off for 3 days. He wore that fucking shirt all 3. Now, this is July in Ontario, California.
AC at least?
A little, but you got hundreds and hundreds of people taking this exam and crammed into a room. It was fucking rank, and the guy was right fucking behind me. Okay?
Yeah, people get sweaty when they're nervous, too.
Yes.
I've heard people even pee themselves during the bar exam, too.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yes, and let me tell you, my study partner, David Ruiz, and I were stupid in that we waited till like 2 weeks before to book a room So all that we had available was like Motel 8.
Yeah.
Right off the fucking 10 freeway next to the fucking cow farms where it fucking stunk. Okay. That's all we had. And we'd have to walk to the Ontario Convention Center, which was only about a quarter of a mile. Wasn't that far.
You still had to walk in that.
But we had to walk in the morning, heat, and walk back. Okay. And God bless her, my ex-law partner, Rosanna, booked herself a fucking suite at the Hilton.
I bet she did. 2
months in advance. We begged her. We literally were like, look, we'll sleep in the bathtub. Like, whatever.
And she said no?
Of course. But she was, her husband and all that. It was weird, 2 guys. Oh. But anyway, I'm just saying, I was married at the time. It doesn't matter. It's just weird. And honestly, even for my best friend, I'd be like, no. Like, shit, I'm not giving my room up. Or, anyway.
That's fucked up. I would for my best friend at least.
Well, whatever. You say that now, but go to Ontario in July. and then you want me or David. Okay, but anyway. So day 1 of the bar exam, you can either type or handwrite your questions. Okay. I opted initially to type.
Right.
But the software didn't load on my computer, on my laptop. So I had to switch to handwriting for the first part of the exam.
Okay.
Now, for me, luckily, I had handwritten all of my law school exams. So I was used to it.
Right.
And I did just fine because I passed my first try, no problem. But there was a guy in my testing room. He wasn't right next to me. About 4 minutes after the clock started to take the beginning, like the first 3 essay questions in the first part of the exam, he stands up, grabs his laptop, throws it against the wall because his laptop crapped out. And I guess he didn't realize he could switch to write, and he just left. He's like, fuck, and just left.
I would have left. I know it's sad, but in that moment, I would have left. Imagine seeing that. Like,
no, because it was dead quiet. We're all like reading, and then like it was like startling and like freaked out. To answer your other question about do people pee themselves and stuff, yes. And in fact, what's intimidating also is as you walk towards the convention center where I took it,
the EMTs,
the line of ambulances outside, that's real.
Yeah.
Because people pass out, like the nervousness.
I've convinced myself when I go, I'm just going to have to wear an adult diaper because I'm like, if
I'm serious.
Maybe we need to rethink this testing system of ours.
I was like, I'm going to have to wear an adult diaper and call it a fucking day.
I'm telling you, it just, but that kind of stuff happened. So I only had those 2 incidents kind of happen during my bar exam. Oh, but the one thing, sorry, I'll just confess one story, David and I. So one of the things that you're taught during your bar exam prep is they're like, don't talk about the questions during your breaks.
Right.
People get all freaked out. They start feeling like they missed something.
Right.
Like it's already over. You already turned it in. Just stay focused. Okay. So on day 1, the way we had to do it was we had 3 essay questions, then we have an hour and a half lunch, then we have 3, then we have a 3-hour, 1 big essay.
Right.
Okay. It's kind of how they separated it. So we do our 3 questions. It was contracts, wills, and something else. I don't remember anymore the third one. And we have our break and we're sitting outside and literally we're just having like granola bars because the line of people trying to get food from like the 2 fucking vendors, we'd missed the second part. So we just had to eat something to keep us going. And okay. So we're sitting there and there's like a couple of people, like you could see they're fucking nervous. They're like brand new law school grads. David and I are already like adults. We went to night school.
Right.
And so I don't know what came over me, but I just went like, yo, Dave, did you catch that issue on the Will's question about the octogenarian or whatever?
Oh my God.
It's completely made up.
Right.
The fucking, these 2 like little like Karens, they like look at us and then they start talking. Oh my God, Emily,
oh
did
my
you see
God,
it?
Eric.
Is that really? Oh my God, did I miss that question? And I had the biggest fucking grin.
That's even worse than Rocky dies.
But you knew where I get. See, but my personality is authentic. I'm the same everywhere. It was so fucking great. And you could tell they were all in their fucking like, you know that brand Pink where it's just like pink on like the back of their shorts. Like that's the type of girls they were. They're like the pink, like, like I'm wearing my pink outfit and I'm taking the bar. They were all a bunch of like the fucking Legally Blondes. We're going to take Kylie, come on, Dakota.
Right on, Kylie.
Right. So Damon, I was just like, yo, did you catch that? That issue was really subtle. I'm glad I've caught it. All the fucking color in their faces drained.
You're so mean for that.
They look like fucking zombies.
You're so mean for that.
Nothing, you know what? Maybe I just made it a little bit easier for me and David to pass now. I don't know. All I know is that he and I passed. I don't know about Kylie. But that's what they get for discussing the question.
Exactly. That's what they get. That's what you get.
That's right. That's what you get. So, having said all that,
yes.
Hurricane, Tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Pentalma Confirm and our podcast Instagram at The Late Podcast. You can visit our Twitter and TikTok at Pentalma Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.